Hiya's and higher healing vibrations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Those of you who are here every day. We are going to read our daily affirmations for the inner child on May 30th. Let's see what it's all about. Desire. Today I will follow my desires and value my interest. I may have grown up in a family that listened only to classical music and thought the Beatles were a passing fad. The sooner past, the better. Or my parents may have read only the sports page and Dear Abby in the newspaper and thought I was uppity if I read a history book. Something was wrong with my taste and preferences. I was wasting my time stretching too far or stooping too low. Today I can read what I desire, a romance novel or a scientific journal or both. I can listen to opera or country music or both. I can play tennis, do needlepoint, or sit and stare out the window. Today I value my interests because they are a true reflection of who I am now. Tomorrow I may change my tastes. I may explore new interests or rediscover old fancies. Today I will follow my desires, whatever they may be. Very beautiful. Following your desires and value your interest. Having value for what does interest you and following your desires. So what could this be? What is it that you'd like to follow your desires on? Let's pull some cards here and see what can help with this right here. Follow your desires. Follow your desires. Peace. It's going to bring you a lot of peace by following your desires, by continuing to do what you would like to do with your life instead of living in the past. It's time to get out of the past, not forget it, remember your roots, remember what you've learned, because it is in the darkness that we learn most of who we are, about ourselves, about life in general, how we can live a better life. But it's going to really bring you a lot of peace by doing this. And let's see what can help in this process of desires. Your desires. How can we honor our desires and acknowledge and appreciate, give value to the interests that we hold? Let's see what we have here, what the path is about this. Okay, so Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Huh. And I put, this is interesting that we have all pentacles here. And I completely put this huge red jasper in the middle where I usually put the solar plexus crystal. I usually put this one in the middle for the inner child, and today I put this crystal, and this is how the creator works. This is how the universe works, by sharing us, gifting us before we even know it as to why something is. So there's very important for you to be grounded at this time, and also grounded in your interests and your desires. They're wanting you to write your desires down. Write them down, make them goals, make them something that you would like to bring into fruition. If you are very wealthy, it's time for you to actually, I don't want to say that. There's a sense of making sure that you know that the wealth doesn't define your soul. There's an importance here. So here, this could be greed. Okay, you could be completely absorbed in greed with your money. And with the Knight and the Page, but is this greed? Only you will know if this is greed in your, so are you being greedy in your desires and in your interests? Are you hoarding everything and not sharing anything with anyone? So this is going to be important for you to take a good look at and make sure, because this could also mean that you're checking your finances and making sure you have finances in order for you to make your dreams come true, in order for you to become the knight and to contemplate what to do. So you do go from this phase of this perhaps greediness, this hoarding everything, holding on tight to your materials, your money, your coins, your video games, your art, your creative ideas, like holding on to, but this is actually wouldn't be creative ideas, it would be more of something you can hold. It's a tangible item, so it could be vehicles, homes, having an abundance of something that's really probably more than what you need. If you have more than what you need, it's time to really share or gift or give in order to balance yourself out with this, okay? But this looks like you're transitioning from this into this Knight of Pentacles, of where you really contemplate, you're contemplating your career, you're contemplating your work, you're really thinking about and honoring. You go from really hoarding this to like honoring this material item, because now you've balanced it out. You know, here you have four, and they're literally on top of you. They're touching every part of your body. And here you just have one. So you've released three, and you gained a horse. and here you are now, evened out, a little more even. Yeah. And moving forward. I mean, this is, you're standing still here because you're contemplating your next step. You're pausing for a moment to figure out, now that you've done this, you're letting all of that absorb into yourself and your mind, and you're realizing how this works, holding space, having space, sacred space, and then what it feels like to have more of a balanced life. There's way less fear. You're fearless. You know, you have your armor on, but you're fearless. You're sitting straight up, so your posture as well. You're ready. You're focused and staring right at what you want in life. And then you move on to this energy, which is very similar to the Knight, but it's much softer. And this is more like, you know exactly what you're doing with your life, and then you move to actually maybe wanting to pick up a new skill, learn something new. You know, this is like dreaming. Now you're in a dream state. You're really following your intuition with these cards to go from this material, like you're in the city, there's a concrete jungle here, and again you're like, you have all of your finances and all of your material items. You know, it's almost like you're even a turtle, but yet turtles are free and they don't carry around a bunch of money. So turtles just have turtles. It's not like they're packing a bunch of clothes or, you know, their favorite candle or rock with them or anything. They'll just go lay on a rock, whatever it, you know. So they don't really hoard anything, but you know, you get the gist of it. This is like a city. You're living the city life. You're have all your money. You leave that for this countryside, a more peaceful scene for you, and you realize this, and then you figure out that, you know, your interest has changed into something else. You still honor and respect being the knight, but now you want to move and learn something else, and you're going to be very successful at learning this trade, this skill, whatever this is for you. It's going to be really nice. And it's bringing you peace, a peace that you've never felt before because you've never been so bold and brave. And this is all pentacles, all earth energy. Very rare, very unlikely. I mean, there's 78. See, 36 and 22. Wait. Is it 78? I think there's 78 cards in the deck. Wow, my mind. I can't believe I just went blank. Yeah, 78 cards in the tarot decks. So it's like 78 cards and all three are pentacles. And this one could represent someone in your life mentoring you, actually. Both of these could. This could be you, and these could be other people. It depends on how you feel, and it's important to follow your intuition. You know, this is someone who has a solid position and job. They know what they don't have a lot of doubt. They have a lot of courage, stability. They're a knight. So they're also successful, and successful in material world, successful in abundance. And they follow the king's order. So this is someone who knows how to follow instructions and also be successful with not just following instructions, but being brave and communicating with opposing sides, being able to have a debate, being able to work things out. And if war is necessary, war is necessary. But typically they like to try to work it out first. Talk it out. Let's figure it out. You know? And the page is complete, youthful, going into a mindset, going into a position, some sort of life interest. You know, it was all about, you know, it's about your health, your body, wealth, wellness, work. So you're learning a trade or a skill here to help you with the work that you really want to do. And that is your desire. That's your desire at this time. It's very beautiful. That's the message I have for you today. Be sure to check out the birthday reading if it's your birthday. And also how to connect to your higher self if that resonated for you. All right? Have a cosmic day and tonight, meow.